Hi, this is Reese from CreataCRM and welcome to 2021 here. Still on the holiday look at the moment with just a long beard at the moment, but we're going to go through some development we've done for Creator, and it's a sales process. And we want to talk about this. This is a bit of an introduction because a lot of our clients have been asked this particular topic, and I haven't got any videos up online, so I need to push the implementations up and more changes that we've done. So I've got some screen slides on this particular one. We're talking about a sales process. Now the accounting package that we've got here starts from a quote order to invoice, and it does it relatively well, which NYB Recon Zero have that process around them that they have. So when they come to Creator, and probably about 40% of our clients have this model where we can work quite nicely with, which is leads, opportunities, sales, invoice, and jobs, or leads, opportunities, sales, jobs, and invoice. And we've got that relatively fine, but we found that there was another group, about 40% of our clients, that started to get really chaotic, because what we started to find in the screenshot is that things started to go everywhere. And so what we had clients where they would have an opportunity, multiple quotes, then they would have an invoice, an order, a purchase order. And what started happening where some of our clients, we were getting lost as much as they were, is that when they would do a job, it'd be like, here's a purchase order over here, and what's that linking over here? If we did a quote, there's an order, but there's the invoice, and it started to spiral out of control. And so what we wanted to do is centralize it. The two problems we had, one was with some of our clients had multiple levels of processes. So sometimes they wanted just to do a quick quote invoice, but then there's other times where they need some complexities around that. And that gave us some challenges, because we just had like the one up here, we just had a couple of processes, but it was very hard to hide buttons on some occasions, where we say, look, if you're just going to do a quote to Racking, which a lot of people do, that was simple. But once we started saying, with this sale, you're going to go ABC, the next sale you're going to do is going to be ABC, XYZ in 1, 2, 3. And we just had to work out for the clients which one they're going to do. And that was a real tough one. So we developed a all-in-one system that had start from finish, from an opportunities quotes all the way down, did timesheeting if you needed to. It did purchasing and pick, packing, ships as well, scanning, and all those things, and it gave the best of both worlds and allowed the users to have flexibility. So 2-minute intro on that one just to show you, but now I'm going to show you how this works. We need to cover a number of videos because there's so many features in this particular area. So this is a bit of an overview. So here we have the new sales process. So what we've got here is leads, opportunities, sales, and invoicing along here. So we've kind of taken the quote and the sales order out and just injected the sales, but it has more capabilities and more features in there as well. So with the sales section, you have a drop down in the sales section, and it goes to sales type. That shows you out of the box you get 3 sales types, but you can build unlimited sales types. And what that is, if I single click on that, it shows you that you can have things like a quote, order, jobs, and you can enable, disable the sales type. And that's what I showed you beforehand in that screenshot beforehand, where when you can choose a sale, you can say these are the roadmaps for this particular sale, and this is what's going to follow. And it shows up here in the sales dashboard. When you're in the list view, it gives you traffic lights of what it's doing. So this particular sale is doing a quote and a job in there as well. So every time you choose a sales type, it will give you the traffic lights of path that particular sale is doing, and then you can actually see where it's up to, or which ones are doing what stages as well. So it gives you that capability as well. What this one we're going to be covering is going to be quotes. We won't do orders on this video, but again, there's going to be so many videos we're going to do on this. Jobs, and see what we've got here will allow them to do multiple jobs on it, because you can actually have single jobs or one-to-one relationship, which the accounting packages like to favor, which is simple and it's cool, and you just do backwards. But what we have, we need that flexibility where people need to do a quote. These are the things they're going to be doing a job on, and this script's going to be job 1, 2, and 3, and you can all view it in one section as well, and including. And then you got the invoicing over here that you have, and this one you can do multiple invoices, do part payments. I think NYB does that. You need to do that a bit because you've got to do a full payment of blank items and so forth. So again, we won't cover all these items. Then you got tick boxes here where you got purchase orders and opportunities, and that's really important because you can purchase orders. Probably majority of our clients always want that. So when you get into this section, you probably want to do purchase orders per lines and procure. We have a more of advanced, and that's again another great videos that we've got. You can do better procurement of your equipment in our system. We have better processes for the currency packages. Again, that helps out. And so most people will do procurement in here because they want complexity or they want freedom to do stuff as well. So again, you can keep it simple by quote to the currency package, or you can tick these boxes. Okay. So these are the little sections that you can have. So let's out of the box go through and just do a quick quote. So I'm going to go to sales and click on the quick sales, and the default one is obviously got the elements that we can do. So in the elements, I can say I can do a quote, a job, invoice, and they're grayed out at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to select the customer, my favorite one called Bondi, and select that. So that automatically gives you the ability to all the addresses. You can select all the different addresses and locations. Again, we've got so many features here. So that again, it overwhelms clients from the start because we have a lot of features that just we skim through now. We find in our demos, we skim through stuff and go, yeah, we've got that as well. It was display if it's in the currency package. That's the Bondi, I reckon. You got general things. We do have links to assets, and if you're doing site management, we do assets and sites as well. Let's just quickly do this, and we'll just do a bundle, two of these things here. And we're going to just do quantity 2, 1, 2, 2. Just the reason why I'm putting some amounts here because I want to just quickly do some costings here as well. So there is the quote in the system. Save that. And so what that does is that gives you the quote system. And again, what we start doing now is that we're getting into the object of the sale and what you can see. You have a like a Google view of everything. So straight away the timeline. It was created. Here's the changes of the sales system, and so every node and every stage you do in the system does a tracking of the stages, so you can see what from start to finish what were the stages up to in the timelines. So we've done the quote. So this occasion, what we're going to do is select certain items that we want to invoice. Let's do a job. So we're going to do a partial job here. So we create a partial job and click on OK. So that's simple. You just select the items. Now you can just simply create the whole job or the items or partial job as well. So we're just going to do a partial job here and click on OK. Now what that will do is that straight away you start realizing the coolness that we have done. That you now can see all the job on the sale, so you can see the quote and the job right in front of your eyes and stuff. So this straight away when you click on the actual job or multiple jobs, I'm just going to go here and see there's 3 jobs, but I can create another 2 jobs out of those 2 more items and create a partial job. And so you've now got 2 jobs that are running with the items in their activities and so forth. And the great thing about the job itself, it has the costing center in here, right in the sales section. So you can just go from what I actually quoted from, which is in here. So you can see the summary of the quote and the items in here. Let's go to another job and go to summary. So that's better data. So you've got the cost of it, the quoted amounts, and the billable items. Actual cost is what you deliver, and in invoice as well, which we haven't done. So again, you can then do that. That is actually meaning invoice. So I'm just going to go through and I am going to, let's see that job and see the financials. The lightsaver and the WAAL. Okay, the lightsaver. So I'm going to invoice the lightsaver and the that one there. So we're going to create a partial invoice. Okay, missing that, of course. So classic scenario where you've got to customize your particular sales. type here. So we're going to go to the quote section, and for this one we said we were not going to send invoices, so we're going to allow quotes to invoice in here. So you notice how you can streamline the process in here. So you could actually lock the process down from going from invoice to job to so quote, job, invoice. But this one here, I want to jump, and I want that freedom to do that. So I just ticked, I can do a quote here, or I could do a quote on the job, no problem. So I'm going to do that. So let's go back to the sale, and we click on that, and we will select it again. Now we can do partial invoices. So we click on that. So what that has done is created a quote 1060. It's got a job in here, and you can see here that these items have been, this item has been already invoiced at 20 cents, which is a lightsaber that I've ticked on. So it gives you that beautiful centralized system that you will be able to see everything in one location. Beautiful system that will centralize from the quotes to the job as well. So what also brings us into account is everything is linked into one process. And what that means is that when you're doing, for example, jobs, the major thing that people ask us is when they scope out of jobs with tasks and elements in that as well, is that they want to put timesheets on to find the actual cost of materials. So in our system in here, we just created a job called 10058, long number there, and we're just going to go to our app view as well. And people can actually create a timesheet in here. They can choose the job, which will be that one there, and schedule. I think it's that one. Let's have a look, see if I've got 98. 98, come on. Whoops, one too many clicks. 98, that's the one there. And so they can choose the when they're clocking on, clocking off on the tasks at health. We'll go duration. I'm going to say 10 hours there. Come on, we'll make it 5 hours on this particular job, 5.5 hours on this job, close. So that person's clocked on, Mr. Admin person, I'll make it Bob the Builder, is clocked on in here. And see in this drop down menu, because he's chosen a job, these are the job items or tasks that that they can actually job items and do a costing of it as well. So on their timesheets, on their mobile phone, this would respond to a beautiful mobile phone out of timesheet selected in here. We're going to click on the lightsaber because you need to spend time on lightsaber for 5 hours, 5.5 hours, and I click on that. And so that means is that when you just refresh that, I could click somewhere else, but I chose that. We're going to go to lightsaber. See, there's a timesheet on there. So the then you can go to the units in here. You can say 5.5 hours on here as well. And I don't think on my you can set up a user's costings on there, so that's their rates as well. So you'll be able to see on here, for example, there was time on the lightsaber, and I haven't set it up properly, but the activity type will be a task or an activity that links to the product services on there of that person. 5.5 hours. And therefore that's the your timing on that particular job as well, and brings the costings for that job. So that, for example, the lightsaber is billable 20 cents. I think actual cost is $33, which is the rate of that person on there as well. So the actual cost, I think it's the costing of that. But if you start building in the actual time on that person on that item as well, can put the actual time. And if that person's getting paid for over $100 an hour for that, you can add the costs on there as well. So pretty much you've got so many other things you can do in here. You can create purchase orders from here, and you can go for create a purchase order. But you can, for example, again, see here for this particular one, I haven't implemented, so I've got to create a purchase order. So I can just simply create a purchase order. It can default to the supplier, so we can just say choose a supplier, use the shipping of the customer, and create a purchase order. And there you go. And now the purchase order is in the system as well. So that brings, I must have clicked on all purchase order, apologize for that. So I've purchase ordered the whole product on here. And that pretty much means that you can finalize the purchase order, and you can receive stock from here as well, and shipments from here as well. Again, we won't cover everything, but you can start getting the picture here where you're starting to realize that the jobs and the job costings are all relating to each other as well. So you can see you got a quote, jobs in here, and you can do purchase orders, and the people on their mobile phones can put their timesheets on the particular jobs in the scheduling. Something I haven't showed you on that is when you can do a job. And I apologize for clicking everywhere. It is a long video now. Click on open job. They can just look at the job and they can start scheduling the job in here. So we just quickly go to the actual scheduler, and here's the unscheduled jobs. You can choose which users they are. You want Bob the Builder to do this job. I'm going to just choose 19th of January, fantastic. And we're going to drag and drop this job. So he's now scheduled, and we have alerts in here that is now scheduled for the Bob the Builder, and you can change the status to assign. So when you actually go to the sale itself, you can see that this is this job is now in progress. Again, any timing sheets on here that comes across, you can see real time what's going on. Any expenses that they've put on their system, any other quote items, it gives you all the financial reports on here as well. So you can see here, I'm just going to go back to the screenshot, pause it for a millisecond, is you can see what's starting to happen where what we have found, our clients have started to say, look, I want to do a quote, do a lead to a quote, so you can get from the website, then do an opportunity or project planning, and then you go from developing the quote, then you implement it as well. Oh, then we need timesheets. Oh, then we need to purchase it. Oh, then we need to send it to the accounting system. But then we need to schedule it as well. And that is the thing that we had to centralize everything, because we started to find people get lost with stuff. So that has helped us really centralize the process and really define it, and it's really quick. We've made sure the technology is fast, using the reactive technology on there as well. So we've found that will be really helpful for your business, where centralize the sales process in here. So you would have the ability to have a dashboard, which will have the actual the traffic lights in here. Something's not quite right, but we'll get that right. But which is traffic lights for all the processes that I have. You have a hover over, and you can select the quote, which is yellow, which means that we're open. Red means we've drafted a job, no job there, and there's green, which is finished as well, which none of them are finished yet. But you can click these jobs and review them as well, and look at them as well. But that covers the sales section. A lot of information. I apologize if this is a very, very long video and just a bit of a chit chat on it, because we're going to have to cover through a lot of scenarios for the clients that have brought up the mountain of requirements from everything I'm finding. So that helps out, and I know that we still can keep the basics happening from quote into the system, so we can keep that really easily. But this is for the people that need a lot. So, and there's a lot of them out there. So I hope that helps. And look, ask any questions about the video. So as they feed through, you'll probably see a playlist of all these videos as well about sales. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.